There's a weapon, a natural one, against Lyme disease that's been hiding in plain sight, maybe right in your spice rack. And I believe, if not most doctors, even the Lyme literate ones, they rarely talk about it. It's called oil of oregano, and the active compound, it's called carvacrol, isn't just helpful. It targets Lyme disease, the persistent forms, the biofilms, and even the co-infections, and it's helping inflammation that's been keeping people sick for years. And if you've tried everything and still stuck, this could be the missing link in your healing journey. So stay with me. I'm going to break down the science, show exactly how I use it in real-world treatments, and answer the oil of oregano questions that I've been getting from Lyme patients for years. There's some real meat on the bone. Let's dig in. I'm Dr. Jason West, your Lyme fighting specialist. And yes, there's a spice in your kitchen cabinet that might be the microbial wrecking ball you've been looking for. It's called oil of oregano, and I've seen it help patients in ways that Lyme literate doctors, primary care physicians, and even people that say they know about Lyme disease, they aren't even talking about it yet. I've helped thousands of patients beat Lyme disease. It's not just me saying it. You can see the stories on my channel. Just head over to the West Clinic Testimonials playlist on YouTube. But today, I want to give you the inside scoop on a natural therapy, and I believe it deserves more attention. The oil of oregano and that powerful compound, carvacrol, and here's what you need to know. Oil of oregano has been shown in the lab studies to kill Borrelia burgdorferi, the Lyme bacteria, including those sneaky forms, the biofilm bunkers that they're hiding in, and the forms that often laugh at antibiotics. And in some cases, oil of oregano outperformed antibiotics in the lab setting. That's not folklore, that's science. And it doesn't stop at Lyme. Oil of oregano goes after candida. I've seen it help with bacterial infections, parasites, even viruses. Now that's incredibly helpful because most chronic Lyme patients also have co-infections, those little microbial tag-alongs that make everything worse. It's also a biofilm buster. Lyme loves to play hide and seek. Inside those biofilms, the sticky protective goo that makes bacteria resistant to a lot of your immune system, natural and antibiotics. Now what I've seen is the oil of oregano has been shown to break down these structures, making the bugs easier to kill and the treatments more effective. And let's talk about inflammation. Lyme just doesn't infect, it inflames. And carvacrol and what we call thymol, two major components in oil of oregano, have demonstrated anti-inflammatory effects. That means less pain, less swelling, and a more balanced immune response. You see, chronic infection also creates oxidative stress, kind of like rust on your cells. And the oil of oregano is rich in antioxidants that help mop up those free radicals. It gives your body a better chance to repair and rebuild. And one of my favorite parts, oil of oregano doesn't need to work alone. It plays well with other treatments and therapies. So whether it's an herbal approach, vitamin, phytonutrient, an essential fatty acid, and even things like conventional medications, it can be part of a multi-pronged strategy to overcome the complexity of chronic infection. Now, this is what I think is so important. You don't have to pick either or treatments. You don't have to be all traditional medicine and all alternative or integrative medicine. You want the best of all worlds. But oil of oregano isn't a one-pill fix. It's an orchestra, and oregano is the first chair violin. Now, let's be real. There are a few important things that you need to know before jumping in. Most of the research on oil of oregano is in vitro, meaning it's inside of the lab. But I've personally seen great clinical outcomes in practice. We still need more data, and that's why working with someone experienced really matters. Second, the concentration matters. Don't go drinking drops of pure essential oregano oil. It's powerful. And you want extracts that are formulated for oral use, the right dilution and the right dosage. Otherwise, you might go from healing heartburn to having other problems, stomach agitation and other things. Now, most people tolerate it well, but like anything, it's not for everyone. If you're taking medications or have other conditions, you need to check for those interactions, and don't do it alone. Lyme is it's a tricky disease. It's lonely. You have the disease, and then you have your spouse, your partner, your kids, your neighbor, your family practice, your Lyme literate doctor, all of them are giving you information. And I don't want to mislead you and say oil of oregano is a do-it-yourself cure. You got to use it with guidance of someone that's trained, who understands herbs, infections, oxidative medicine, hormone imbalances, infection patterns, and your unique health history. Now, the bottom line is oil of oregano is one of nature's most underrated tools for chronic infections. If you're stuck, if you're plateaued, or you're just plain sick of being sick, it might be time to spice things up, literally. Now, let me me know if you'd like a version with specific product instructions and some other things. I can help you with that. And let's go into the frequently asked questions that I've seen for a long time. Now, question 1, can I just go buy oil of oregano at the health food store and start taking it? Now, I wouldn't recommend it. Most essential oils, they're not formulated for internal use, and they can be way too concentrated. And it can be even really hard on you if taken undiluted. So what you want is an enteric coated oil of oregano, which means it's designed specifically for oral intake. And even then, the dosing should be personalized to your case and not guessed. Remember, we're treating you, not your disease. How long do I need to take oil of oregano for to help with Lyme? Now, the answer is it depends. Now, I know that answer sucks, so let me kind of go through that for you. Oil of oregano is usually part of a larger protocol that's typically used in short-term pulses. It's not a long-term daily user. And so some patients may on it be for a few weeks, others we put on cycles, and we want to customize the plan based on how your body responds and what else is going on, like co-infections and gut health and nerve system memory. Another question I get asked is oil of oregano strong enough to treat Lyme by itself? Now think of oil of oregano like a powerful tool, but not the entire toolbox. This is the biggest problem when people just use antibiotics or they just use herbal medicines. It can do heavy lifting, like oil of oregano is great, and it's good for Lyme and co-infections, especially the persister forms and the biofilms. But in my experience, true healing requires a multi-layered approach: detox therapy, immune modulation, and nervous system resets. And sometimes, most of the time in my practice, IV therapy. Now, the reason I say that is because most of the time when I see a patient, they've tried everything else. And oil of oregano is a key player, but it's not a solo act. Question number 4, will it help with my Lyme disease joint pain? I mean, that's part of the problem, which almost all Lyme patients have something that's bothering inflammation, joints, muscles. And so these anti-inflammatories and antioxidants that some people notice less pain and clearer thinking when they use it. So I like to add it with a proteolytic enzyme and essential fatty acids. You put that with oil of oregano, it can really help show signs of nerve irritation, like slow down the signs of nerve irritation and the autoimmune classic response that so many Lyme patients have. So we treat the root cause, not just the symptoms. Question number 5, can I take oil of oregano if I'm already on antibiotics or another herbal or immune system response? And this is what I say to that. Yes, sometimes it even gives you what you've already been doing. We've seen synergy with antibiotics, with berberine, with garlic, and with natural antimicrobials. But still, you want to work with someone who can check for the interactions. I love using an in-office medical research called the microscope, and the guide and the timing is so important. You monitor that with other blood tests and evaluations, because if you just hammer it with oil of oregano, too much of a good thing can backfire, even with natural compounds. Okay, question 6. Does oil of oregano hurt the good bacteria in my gut? I would say it's probably possible, but it's a lot gentler than the broad spectrum antibiotics that I've been seeing wreck people for 20 years. And that's why I typically recommend taking a quality probiotic a few hours apart from oil of oregano. And we want to, again, pulse the oil of oregano and keep taking the probiotics and the prebiotics. You see, the goal is to knock out the bad guys without wiping out your gut ecosystem. Question 7, what brand of oil of oregano do you recommend? Well, I like to use the professional grade brands that have been tested for purity and potency. I hate fillers. I don't like mystery ingredients. And you'll find some of my favorite products, like you just need to download our Lyme Fighter guide, like it's free at lymefighter.com. But we also have a specific protocol on our website called personalizedotc.com. But again, this is not about the brand. It's about the protocol and stacking things that work so that it makes you synergistically improve. Question 8, how do I know if the oil of oregano is working? Look, you should start noticing some kind of response, whether it's more energy or less pain, better digestion, even a temporary setback called a Herxheimer reaction. And that's a temporary flare-up when the bacteria will die off and it releases all these toxins. So we monitor your progress and adjust as needed. The body doesn't lie. This is so important in treating Lyme disease. Your doctor, your coach, your advisor, like your leader, has to be willing to adapt based on what happens to you. But we need to interpret that, what it's saying, in the right context when the body is going through this healing process. That is some thoughts about oil of oregano. This is an amazing breakthrough for Lyme treatments. Again, if you want help, go to lymefighter.com and you can download our free resource. If you want to jump the line and get it immediately, you can call us, the West Clinic, at 208-232-3216 and ask for our Lyme question answer expert. Her name is Jody. This is Dr. West. Literally, my mission is to help people as much as possible beat Lyme disease, co-infections, autoimmune and chronic infections by helping the body to heal, building blocks, putting everything in balance. I'll see you on the next video.